Yes, I know, another video of someone complaining about Nintendo. Well, I wouldn't have to do this. I wouldn't have to make this video if Nintendo wasn't putting out slop like this. I know I came off as mean, but this last year, Nintendo has pushed out slop after slop, and it's really sad to see. Think of it as your favorite sports team not winning a game. While yes, you are mad at them for failing, even with the most basic maneuvers they could do, you still want them to succeed. You still want them to win. And Nintendo right now is losing. They're probably last place. Well, you know what? Honestly, every company right now, every gaming company right now is kind of shit, but that's not the point. After all of this rambling, let's get into the bread and butter of why Nintendo has been slacking as a gaming company for the last 10 months, or this last year, 2025. First, I just want to start off with the console. $450 for this console is absurd, and I will always say it. The Switch 2 in Japan cost $330. I'm sorry, what? And you know what? I would give it a break in the US if the tariffs affected it. But what the CEO said was tariffs aren't affecting the price. That is our set price. What? I'm sorry, but if the Switch 2 in Japan is costing almost the same as a Switch 1 on release, and the Switch 2 in the US is costing $150 more, I can't see a reason why to buy it. And now let's bring up the hardware issues. First, the screen. Having an LCD screen in 2025, not acceptable. I'm sorry, you are a multi-billion-dollar company and you still are using LCD screens on your newest product. That's absurd. I don't know what they're thinking. I don't know if they think they're saving money off of it, but you should be getting the top shelf product for your consoles. It's worse than the OLED Switch. The screen is worse than the OLED Switch, and it's bigger. That's the only good thing about it, that it's bigger than the OLED Switch. Now it's not portable, but you know what? Whatever. The Switch 1 wasn't portable. That's not gonna be a huge issue for me. Another issue for me, though, is the battery life. If you are making a upgrade to a console, I expect everything to be upgraded. But if the battery life is worse than the Switch 1, not even worse than the Switch OLED, the Switch 1, the original Switch, we have a problem. I'm sorry. A 6.5 hour battery life is sad, especially with the Steam Deck, the ROG X Ally, all these portable consoles having good battery life. And you can't even last a 10-hour flight. That's honestly laughable. Now, I've heard rumors that the controllers on the Switch are also having drift, but I haven't heard it to the extent as the Switch 1, so I'm not going to really bring that up that much. Still, having stick drift on your controllers when it's meant to be an upgrade is bad, and it's bound to happen with these controllers at some point. Even if you take care of it the best you can, there's probably going to end up with stick drift later down the line, which sucks because, again, you're paying top dollar for this console. And you know what? Now I want to talk about the games. And there's two in my mind, and there's some others that I do want to bring up, but these two are what I will say is the saddest part about this whole situation. While yes, the console does suck hardware-wise, we're here to play video games. I want to play good video games, you want to play good video games, we all want to play good video games. But if we're paying top dollar for a terrible console, we shouldn't be paying top dollar for shitty games. And yet we are. First, I want to bring up Mario Kart World since it was the first game to come out for the Switch 2. And I will say, wow. I would give it a break because Mario Kart 8 exists. I'm sorry. That game has been out for, I would say, well over a decade. I'm not 100% sure. But it's had so many updates and it's been on 2 consoles that I honestly believe it's the perfect Mario Kart. You have great map selection. You have great character selection. You have pretty fun modes. And the online, well, yes, the online does kind of suck, but that's for all the games. Competitively, it was really fun. But with Mario Kart World, there are some underlying issues that I do have with it. The getting the characters, which is like a million of them, and some of them kind of just suck. The modes being terrible, the open world being bland and lazy. I would give it all a break because we have Mario Kart 8 and the game has only been out for a couple of months. But the issue I have with it is an $80 price tag for what is a $50 game. Not even a $60 game, a $50 game. And honestly, I'm not surprised that people aren't talking about this game anymore. It sucks. We have a better Mario Kart that you've already paid for, that you paid less for, probably around the same if you bought the DLC, but either way, the game's not worth it. People stopped playing it and went back to Mario Kart 8. Now the next thing I want to talk about is not the other game that I want to bring up, but it's the old games costing extra money. Since your console is meant to be upgraded, you want your games to be upgraded. That's fine. That's understandable. And you know what? $10 extra for your games to be updated, while yes, is a little scummy, overall, I understand where they're coming from. But if the games show very minimal improvement or improvement that's the bare minimum, that's when we have a problem. You're spending $10 for the bare minimum. I'm sorry, but your AAA titles are meant to look good. Indie games are a completely different story, but your AAA titles like Zelda, Pokemon, Mario, looking this bad is absurd. And I think the best candidates for this are Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom. They look like the bare minimum is done. They're not doing anything except adding more FPS and doing a little bit more on the resolution. And again, you're paying extra money to get that. I think there's one more game that I missed, which is the Mario Kart Galaxy and Mario Kart Galaxy 2. And wow, you're paying $70 for what is 20-year-old games. That's scummy. That is so sad, and it enrages me that Nintendo is putting out these games that costed $20 in the past, and now they're $35 each. Paid $70 for not even upgraded games. It sucks to see. It truly does, and it hurts for me to see this because Nintendo is my favorite gaming company, and seeing how much they've ruined not only their fan base but their consoles and their games, acting like EA and Ubisoft, is so sad. And I think the best example, and the example that I really didn't want to bring up, is the newest Pokemon game. Pokemon ZA is going to be the first game that I don't purchase. It looks bad. It doesn't look acceptable to me. They did the bare minimum. While I'll give them credit for making a new feature, making a new battle system, the battle system looks bad. The models look okay. They look like they did the bare minimum. The story is just nothing. It's a nothing burger. It's nothing. You don't care about the characters. You don't care about the plot. You're not scared if anything's going to happen. It just all looks bad. And their biggest selling point, which is Mega Evolution, is some of them are hidden behind paywall, which is online, which is absurd to me. I want to get into a little bit more details. The day and night cycle, again, great that they're making new mechanics. Great that they're trying something new with their games. But if it hinders the basic gameplay, then you're doing something wrong. The Z2A competitive fights, honestly, if they weren't bad, I might have gotten it. Because that's what I was interested in the most. Well, yes, the Megas were amazing, some were pretty bad, but I'm not gonna get mad over Pokemon designs. Again, if the Z2A competitive fights were good, I would have probably bought the game. But since they basically remove the part where you're supposed to climb up from Z to A, it's not worth it. You get to R and then you move all the way up to K. It's not, you're not grinding for anything anymore. You're not doing anything. They're holding your hand throughout the entire playthrough. The competitive sucks. The casual play sucks. Everything about that game sucks. And it's not worth the $70 price tag. That has been the most expensive Pokemon game to have ever come out. And it's the worst, in my opinion. Somehow, it's worse than Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl. Remakes that are considered to be the worst in the Pokemon franchise, and yet they were able to make a worse game. And I was so excited because this is a Legends game. I enjoyed Legends Arceus, not as much as other people, but you know what? I still enjoyed it. I enjoyed the Volo fight. I enjoyed the story. It was intriguing. I loved the characters. And now they're reversing. They're taking setbacks constantly, and it hurts. I've loved Pokemon for almost my entire life, and seeing the downward spiral that it's going through is sad. And honestly, they might not be able to get back up. Truthfully. Nintendo and Game Freak are putting out slop, and it hurts to see. I want to go on a little tangent about Game Freak, because they can make good games. Let me just show you a trailer with one of the games that they're going to be releasing soon. Just future me, pop it up. Look at it. It looks incredible. It looks polished. The trees look good. And not just a week ago, less than a week ago, Pokemon ZA came out with a $70 price tag, with a $30 DLC that's not even fully out, with a console with the bare minimum hardware it needs, with a required online to get some of the best megas in the game. What are we doing? Truthfully, Nintendo and Game Freak, do you really want Pokemon to die? It is your biggest moneymaker out of everything. And it seems like you just want to kill it off with a shotgun. So what can we conclude? Overall, I just think we need to stop wasting money. It sucks, because again, I love Nintendo to death. It's been my pride and joy ever since I was 2 years old. But right now, Nintendo is in such a shitty state that I don't want to fund their projects anymore. I don't want to buy their products anymore. It's just, it sucks, and it hurts, for me at least. If you guys are enjoying the games, please don't let this video taint your experience. But at least for me, I'm not going to spend top dollar for slop. Now, those are just my thoughts. Let me know what your thoughts about Nintendo, Pokemon, Game Freak, anything, honestly, about the gaming industry right now in the comments down below. I'd love to see your guys' opinion. And with all that being said, noches.